can start a live video show as a positioning, trust building and marketing exercise. Live video will allow you to position yourself as an expert in the fitness space. And by using video, you can therefore increase your reach across your community. My preferred platform is Facebook Live as it is so simple. So get off the fence and start Facebook Living with purpose today.
You're listening to the Fitness Business Podcast. We'd like to thank this month's premier sponsor, Team Rockstar Fit, the mastermind team that helps fitness professionals and studios add nutrition, fitness, and online coaching to their existing business with tools from Beachbody. Visit teamrockstarfit.com. Welcome to the Fitness Business Podcast. I'm your host Chantal, and due to popular demand, this week's topic is all about live video streaming. And our special guest to guide us through everything we need to know to get started is JT from Active Management. Here's what we're going to cover in this week's show. We talk about why you should consider doing a live video, how to get people to watch, how to get people to interact, and tips for planning your first live streaming video. By the way, here's a little tip for you up front. Make sure that you listen right to the end of the interview because JT is going to give away a copy of his ebook called The Hottest Tips to Video Live Stream. But you have to listen really carefully to hear how you can get it for free. Also coming up later in the show, I chat to Pam Kufal about the Club Industry Show. That is coming up in early October, so not too far away. Before we transition to this week's interview, I want to say a super big thank you to this week's podcast partner, Team Rockstar Fit. Do you own a club or a studio? Are you missing out on nutrition solutions and online coaching tools for your clients? Well, here is the answer. Visit teamrockstarfit.com to schedule your free consultation. Today's guest really needs no introduction for many of you, but in case you haven't heard JT on the show before, let me formally introduce you. Justin Tamsett has been in the fitness industry since 1988 as a personal trainer, salesperson, club manager, and multi-club owner. He was an inaugural inductee into the Fitness Australia Roll of Honour in 2011 and Australian Fitness Network Presenter of the Year in 2008. He has delivered 294 presentations in 15 countries to over 172,300 people. He facilitates the Industry Leaders Roundtable for gym owners and personal training business owners. His company, Active Management, pioneered an online membership portal for fitness business owners and managers to develop their skills. And that portal now has the most comprehensive list of resources for fitness business owners and managers. JT has a weekly Facebook Live show called JT in the Raw that has been viewed over 35,000 times. And he does all of that to reduce the healthcare costs across the globe by getting more people moving more often. JT, welcome back to the show.
Hi Chantal, how are you?
I am very, very excited to have you back. It's been a little while.
You're such a fibber. You're not excited.
I am.
I'm off the bench.
That's right. We always like having you on the show. And this week you're here to chat to us about tips for live video streaming.
I am. I got plenty of hot tips. I'm going to fill the FBP family's ears with hot tips on video live streaming. But before we get into the interview, can I explain one of my answers from the pre-call Quickfire 5 last week?
You can.
You asked me a personal habit that something makes me better or whatever.
Helps you become better at what you do.
Yes, and I said I have a personal trainer.
You did.
Well, I've been training in gyms since I was in high school. Mm-hmm. I think that was about 15 years old. So that was just last year. No, but I'm a trained PE teacher. I'm a former personal trainer. So I know exactly what to do when I'm in the gym to achieve my goals. I know exactly what to do. But what I love about having a personal trainer is I don't need to think. I've got enough things going through my little tiny head that if thinking about what I was going to be doing in a workout was going to take priority over anything else, then other stuff would drop off. So having a PT means I haven't got to think about what I've got to do when I go to the gym. It helps me achieve my goals, keeps me motivated, but gives me that headspace of one less thing to worry about.
I could not agree more, and that's not just because I'm a personal trainer as well, but I couldn't. I was formerly known as a personal trainer, but no, I couldn't agree more. There is something that's quite satisfying about being able to just rock up and not have to think about or not have to plan.
Love not planning, love not thinking. So I'm putting a challenge out there to everybody listening. If you're a business owner or manager, I actually think it's foolish not to have your own PT because you will reap the benefits on so many levels.
Could not agree more. Okay, let's get cracking into this week's topic. It feels like pretty much everywhere we turn at the moment, we're being told to start using live video streaming for our businesses. You know, and 15 months ago, JT, you launched a weekly Facebook Live show called JT in the Raw. So naturally, you were obviously ahead of the trend there. How many shows have you released now?
We're up to 57 shows. It's around about 15 hours of shows. I mean, that's almost a sitcom in itself. And I've had over 35,000 views of the show.
Whoa, that is huge reach.
That's impressive, isn't it? Even I think that's impressive.
It is impressive. So in your opinion, why should someone consider doing a live video?
Well, I think following on from what Bedros said last week in the show, a live video show can position you and build trust with you. And it's absolutely the hottest marketing strategy at the moment. When people are watching you on a live video, they see you for who you are. They know you're not fake. They see you I call it warts and all, which adds to your authenticity. It adds to your credibility. But I also think it adds to your connectability, if that's even a word. I'm making it up. And this helps both your current and your future customers or prospects or members or clients, whatever you want to call them, feel comfortable with you. And these are all the reasons that lead to business opportunities of more clients, retaining members, and other opportunities. You're not generally selling anything and you're not trying to lead people. Maybe they'll inquire, but your live video makes everything easier because it's less salesy. It's more conversational. And there's no big button to click on. There's no hard sell in it. It's a much softer closing option with calls to action. What else can I tell you? Oh, yeah. In your live video, because it's so conversational, your call to action is really about helping people. You're letting everyone know that you're there for them, you'll take care of them. When they see you, they just get this feeling about you and your business being a real positive and helping individual.
Okay, so let me ask you this. You just mentioned Bedros, and in last week's show 118.
Great show, by the way.
Thank you.
If you haven't listened to it, get back and listen to it. He was awesome.
He's absolutely awesome. And one of the pieces of advice that he gave us was that we should be doing a live video as part of our fitness business. He actually spoke about the importance of being consistent. What's your advice when it comes to frequency?
Okay. The first thing about your frequency is that the consistency to me is more important than anything else. So I heard Michael Stelzner speak on the Social Media Examiner podcast, and he said he was doing a Facebook Live every single day. And that just became impossible for him to do. So from a frequency perspective, you've got to tell your audience that you're going to be there all the time. They've got to be able to rely on you, and they're going to want to know that you're going to be there. So you've got to be regular in their faces, but you can't be over the top regular. A monthly show, absolutely doable. Yep, can do that. And we do a monthly show or we're launching a monthly show for active management. When are we doing that? Later this month. Doing it daily is massive amount of work. It's huge. So it either leaves you to do it weekly or bi-weekly. I find weekly on the same day at the same time works perfectly for me, but you might find bi-weekly works. It's really up to you. But whatever you choose, you need to be consistent. And my definition of consistency is that people can set their watch by the start time of your show.
That's great advice. And as you know, we've just started for the Fitness Business Podcast our Facebook Live, and we've decided to launch it as a fortnightly frequency. So great to hear that you think that that's Not a bad idea.
I loved
Something
your
that
first
we can
episode, especially with you side on.
Did you like that sideways?
Yeah, it attracted a lot of attention.
That's why I did that on purpose.
I know, it's all part of your marketing.
That's right. But it's also a reason why I wanted to get you on today to talk about how to do it properly. So maybe you can give me some tips along the way. So listen, JT, once we've started or we've decided on what's going to be a realistic frequency for ourselves and a consistent day and time that we can go live, how important is it to have an actual plan before you hit that go live button?
So do you mean a plan for the physical show that you're about to do, or a bigger, more expansive plan around live video streaming?
Look, I think both are important, but in this particular example, I think a plan for the show itself.
Look, I wouldn't say it's imperative, but geez, it's going to make your show a lot better, and it's going to put you more comfortable and more at ease when you're doing your Facebook Live. Look, a confession to make just to you. You don't have anyone listening to the show, do you?
No.
Okay. Just a confession to you is that as an early adopter of the Facebook Live technology, I had no idea what I was doing. I didn't know anything about a show flow or what I should or shouldn't be doing. But I wanted it to be on brand, and I wanted people to kind of think that it was of value. So I planned the show from top to bottom. It was completely scripted out, and that gave me an enormous amount of confidence as soon as I went live. But over the 15 months, my show has changed, it's evolved. I think I've improved the content, the flow, and therefore the reach. What I guess I need to emphasise to everybody is if you wait for a perfect plan for your live video, you're never going to start. So just be real and launch your own video live show as you are, and be prepared to then make the changes based on the feedback and the research that you pick up along the way to make your video stronger.
You know what, JT, in complete honesty, I know that even for myself, and I'm experienced in presenting, I had this rush of adrenaline and definitely a little bit of anxiety before the first time I went live on Facebook. So what tips can you actually share with us to manage those pre-broadcast nerves?
Yeah, it's a little bit like someone joining a gym. The hardest part of joining a gym is actually starting. It really is a mindset, Chantal. People expect in a live video that it won't be polished. They expect everything not to be working perfectly. So you haven't got to freak out about umming and ahhing. Again, I go back to Michael Stelzner. He was doing a Facebook Live and a fly flew in his mouth, and he was like horrified by it. But it just showed the authenticity and the realness of the actual Facebook Live in that instance. So I think you have to understand that people expect it not to be perfect, and you've got to be comfortable with that. And I know you're a perfectionist, so you want everything right from your hair all the way through to the words that you use. It doesn't matter on a live stream. You can just relax. Although I do feel the better planned you are with the show flow and the content that you're going to deliver, the more relaxed you're going to be going into that show. So I guess that comes back to that designing that flow of the show. Being
planned. Okay, so what about when we're thinking about actually getting that broadcast seen by the people that matter? Is there any type of a, secret sauce to have people actually see your live video?
Well, other than consistently being on the same time, same day, there are a couple of other strategies you can use. I'm going to focus my answer on this around Facebook Live, if that's okay. Look, there are a number of platforms that you can do live video, but without a doubt, the one that seems to be attracting the most interest and getting the most traction is Facebook Live. So that's where I'm going to come from here. I recommend that you put a teaser out on social media, and you can put that out on Instagram, you could tweet that, you can LinkedIn that, but a teaser 2 or 3 days prior to going live. And that teaser would be about what you're going to talk on and what time you're going to be live. So I think I would be putting that out as all over the place. Using Facebook, you can also set up the reminders. I've heard you talk about that, I think, on last week's show. You can put a reminder up so people can click on that. Now, this only works on a Facebook business page, so if you're doing Facebook Live, you've got really do it from your business page rather than your personal profile. And I suggest branding your show, so giving it a name, giving it a hashtag, which makes it super easy for people to find. So if they know you're coming on at 8 o'clock on a Friday morning, but they can't remember where, they remember the hashtag is JT in the Raw, they can just put that in and find you pretty easily on Facebook. The other keys within the show itself, Facebook love, and I mean love in bold 14-point print, when people engage with your Facebook Live, with your video live. So you need to involve your audience and have them engaged, which means they've got to like, they've got to comment, and they've got to share as quickly as possible into your show. So you can do this in a few ways. You can simply ask people, can you hear me? Hit the like button if you can hear me, and that's pretty simple. You can ask a question of the day and have people leave the answers in the comments. You could ask if they would like a link to a resource to put a comment in the comments below. And I believe the sooner you get that engagement from your audience in your show, in your live, the more Facebook will love you, and then they will increase automatically the reach for you across the whole Facebook network. So you'll have people finding out that you're live who you don't even know. So right off the bat, in the first, I'm going to say first 2 or 3 minutes. And by the way, I think a show should be about 15 minutes. So in the first 2 or 3 minutes, you want people engaging.
JT, how important is the show title and the description?
Well, that's your headline. So it's like any other marketing piece. So someone's going to see that on the feed before they watch the video. They're going to see what you're going to speak on. So I always put hashtag JT in the Raw, I'll put what show number we're up to, and I'll put the 3 or 4 things I'm going to speak on in my status above the video, which means I haven't got to edit it afterwards. It's there. People can see, oh, this is what he's talking on. Bang.
Perfect. Okay, so let's say we've done our very first Facebook Live. We've taken the advice that you've given us. What happens next when it comes to live video?
Okay, what we have to understand with the live video is there is an afterlife after we go live. And it's all about repurposing our material. And one of the biggest mistakes that people make is thinking that their live video is all about the moments that video is actually live. So that means they get hung up on the fact that only 2 or 3 people were watching them live. It's far more than that. Your goal has to be to repurpose your live video as much as you possibly can. So you can top and tail it, you can edit it, you can upload it to YouTube or Vimeo, whatever your preferred platform is. You can release it as a podcast, transcribe it, make it a blog post. You can use a transcription as the first chapter or a chapter in an ebook. You're really only limited by your imagination of what fits into your overall content strategy for getting your message out into the community. So let me give you an example. When I do JT in the Raw on a Friday, it's a live video every Friday. I'll then top and tail it with branding. I'll add subtitles and then upload that to the JT in the Raw YouTube channel. And that'll go up a few days later, and then I'll repost that link through all my social media networks. I will use the YouTube video itself as a blog post the following week in the Active Management website. I'll use the same video but different copy on LinkedIn. Then at milestone shows, which is like every 6 months, I'll pull out the best bits, quotes, stats, bite-sized chunks for an ebook, and I'll use that as a lead magnet. And then finally, hopefully, fingers crossed, in late September, I'm going to release the JT in the Raw podcast, which will be repurposing all the previous videos into a podcast platform. So that's 5 pieces of online content from one 15-minute video. And everybody listening can do exactly the same.
Quick question, because that's a huge amount of content that you've just created. Going right back to that planning stage for the Facebook Live,
Yep.
Roughly how much time would you spend planning or scripting a 15, 20-minute show?
I'll probably spend between 60 and 90 minutes. And it really varies. I mean, sometimes some shows I can just rattle off and I'll just bullet point because I'll know exactly what I'm going to talk about. Other shows, probably with a higher education content, I'll spend more time prepping for that. But, yeah, somewhere about 60 to 90 minutes.
Okay. So it just goes to show it's really important to do that preparation for the show in advance. And then, you know, the better prepared you are, the better content you've got, the better delivery, and the more repurposing you can do with that material.
But because I scripted out some of those shows, there's my blog post. So I've already got that in a Word document ready to cut and paste blog posts, cut and paste sound bites out to put into a LinkedIn, use that then to be able to use across my platforms. So, yes, it takes me an hour, but that's still part of that 5 levels of content that I can then use.
Excellent. Okay, JT, final question for the day. Fitbispiration. Do you want to give us your top 3 tips for planning your first live streaming video? You know the rules. Before we hear from JT, here's a word from one of our amazing podcast partners, MyZone. MyZone is a wearable technology platform that leverages personal goal setting, gamification, and social platforms to motivate your members. To find out more, go to myzone.org.
Okay, my first one is you've got to commit to going live. You've got to select a time that's convenient to you. Don't worry about your listeners or your viewers. They'll pick up on it as you grow with momentum, but they'll also come back and watch replays, etc., etc. So pick a time that's convenient to you and then consistently deliver that show for at least 12 weeks if you're doing a weekly show or 26 weeks if you were doing a bi-weekly show. You can't do it for 3 weeks and go, all right, I'm having a rest. You've got to commit to this and commit and commit and commit. So that's number 1. Number 2 is don't worry. A good name for a song. Don't worry. Don't worry about how many people are watching live because remember you've got a repurposing strategy that's going to help you get added reach. Don't worry if it's not polished. People will love the authenticity of your Facebook Live or your video live, whatever you're doing live. And number 3 is plan your show. Whether they're bullet points that you're just going to look at to be able to, I'm going to talk on this, I'm going to talk on this, I'm going to talk on this, or whether it's fully scripted. Your plan is going to help you stay focused to be able to create all the talking points that you need in your Facebook show or, as I said, whatever live show.
That's sensational advice, JT. Thank you so much. Now, before I went live for the first time, despite the fact that I went live sideways, I did actually read your guide because you created a fantastic guide for video live streaming.
Yep.
So do you want to tell everyone a little bit about that?
Yeah, it's an ebook that I put together from a bunch of research that I did to help me understand what I was doing and refine my show. So what I'm happy to do, Chantal, is give it away to the FBP family. That is such a tongue
mouthful.
twister,
I know,
isn't it?
you get used to it.
Okay, the FBP family, I'm going to give a copy to everybody that's listening. It's called The Hottest Tips to Video Live Stream. Now, if anybody is not listening closely, they can go to the Active Management website and pay $99 for it. Or they can go to fitnessbusinesspodcast.com/live video and they can download a free copy. How about that?
That's sensational.
Great
Thank
value.
you.
Pleasure.
It is really good value. And, guys, as I mentioned, I've read through this guide already and it gives you everything you need to know about getting up and running for your very first live video streaming. So that is very generous. Thank you, JT.
My pleasure. Happy to help out the FBP family.
We love it when you swing by and have a chat to us and give us an update and help make us richer in our knowledge about a topic. And today it's been fascinating learning more about live streaming. So thank you for dropping by.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me. I'll come off the bench anytime.
Excellent. We'll see you next time, JT.
See ya.
Get ready for this week's bonus segment, your extra injection of information, education, and inspiration to strengthen your fitness business.
I'm joined today by Pam Kufal, the Director of Content and Engagement for Club Industry. Pam, thank you for joining us today.
Yes, thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Tell us all about the Club Industry show for 2017.
Yes, we're very excited about this year's show. It will be October 4th through the 6th at the Hilton Chicago in Chicago, Illinois, right in the heart of downtown Chicago. And we're really excited about being back at the Hilton Chicago. It is the location of our very first event back in the 1980s. So we kind of feel like we're going back home again. And it's a wonderful event for people at all levels of the health club industry. So anybody from an owner to C-level staff, general managers, directors, and trainers, and people at commercial clubs, as well as YMCAs and Jewish community centers, Croc centers, university rec centers, park and rec facilities, and hospital medical wellness centers, and even military fitness centers. So we kind of try to encompass and bring in the entire fitness industry within North America.
Now, you have some amazing speakers at Club Industry this year. Do you want to give us a couple of the names of people that are presenting?
Yes, we have some wonderful presenters, and a lot of that is due to our wonderful track chairs. Bill McBride of Active Wellness, he will also be a speaker. He's putting on our leadership track. Kevin Steele, who's been in the industry for many, many years, helped put on our wellness track. And Karen Woodard with Premium Performance Training is doing our sales track, and she will also be presenting. Casey Conrad with Communication Consultants is a wonderful marketing person, and she's heading our marketing track and will be presenting 2 sessions. And then Eddie Talk and Will Phillips of Rex Roundtable do our business basics track, and they both will also be speaking. So those are some of the top level speakers that we have, and we're really excited about that. And in addition to that, we're doing a technology and trends track that we're really excited about, that MotionSoft is sponsoring, as well as MyZone. And MotionSoft has helped us get Dan Kath, who is with Google. So we're really excited about that presentation as well.
They are amazing guests that you've got coming on. And as a matter of fact, I've had the opportunity to jump onto the website and have a look at all of the speakers. And the ones you've mentioned are only a few of the amazing people that are actually going to be speaking at Club Industry this year. So congratulations on being able to assemble such an incredible lineup of speakers for 2017. Now, how do people go about registering?
Yes, it's very simple. You go to clubindustryshow.com and you can check out the sessions. Like I mentioned, we have about 90 conference sessions. You can earn your CEU, CECs through that. We also have our exhibit hall and networking events. We have 2 keynote addresses, and I urge you to go ahead and book now before prices increase later on, and also book your hotel room as well, because we do have a limited number of rooms in our hotel block. So encourage you to go to clubindustryshow.com and register now.
Excellent, Pam. One more time before we close off today, what are the dates of this year's event?
Sure. It's October 4th through the 6th. And again, it's at the Hilton Chicago in Chicago, Illinois.
Well, I want to thank you so much for coming on and joining us today. It's a very exciting event happening this year. So thank you, and look forward to hearing more about the Club Industry Show for 2017.
Thank you.
Precor Quickfire 5.
Shannon Fable is the 2013 IDEA and the 2016 ACE Instructor of the Year. She's a fitness business and programming consultant who has helped brands such as Anytime Fitness, Schwinn, Power Systems, ACE, and Bosu over the last 20 years. As an experienced educator and certified Book Yourself Solid business coach, she helps fitness entrepreneurs navigate the industry and make more money. Shannon is a member of the ACE Board of Directors and the owner of Group X Pro, a cloud-based group fitness management tool, and Ballet Tone. Shannon, welcome along to the show.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
It is such a pleasure to have you on. And as I was just saying to you, it's been a while since we've had a bit of a group exercise focus. So this is perfect timing. And as we do with each show, we like to start with our Precor Quickfire 5. And question number 1 is, why do you do what you do?
Gosh, what a great question. Group fitness has the potential to get people moving, but we need stronger leadership for us to reach our full potential. So I feel like that is why I was put on this earth, is to help folks find that leadership help and explore their leadership potential so we can keep moving forward in group fitness.
And Shannon, what's the best piece of advice that you've ever received?
It's going to sound wacky, but jump and build your wings on the way down. It might not work for everyone, but the person that told me that said, you may not have all the answers, but if you have the desire, a deep desire, the why we were just talking about, just jump in because you're more likely to figure it out that way.
What's a personal habit that helps you become better at what you do?
Read, and read some more. And I'd say reading is only trumped by being inquisitive. So ask more questions.
Well, that's a perfect segue to question number 4, which is, of course, what's one book that you'd recommend and why?
Oh my gosh, I can't narrow it down to one, so I'm going to give you 2.
Okay.
One is the practical one. It's Getting Things Done by David Allen. This is the single best resource for helping create a sustainable system to manage your chaos. And then as a Book Yourself Solid coach, I must say Book Yourself Solid by Michael Port totally changed my life. It's an easy to learn step-by-step system for anyone to help master sales and marketing and get your message out to the world.
Great recommendations. Thank you. And tell us, why should our FBP family come back and listen to the main interview next week?
Yeah, group fitness has so much potential, and I believe you do as well. And I know that I can help you navigate the fitness industry and find your place in it.
Shannon, I cannot wait to have you on the show next week. So thank you for joining us today for the Precore Quickfire 5.
Thank you.
Thank you to all of you for including the Fitness Business Podcast as part of your weekly professional development. I would love you to share the show with your team. Just send them to fitnessbusinesspodcast.com. And don't forget, all the resources, links, and transcripts for today's show can also be found at fitnessbusinesspodcast.com. Thanks to all of our partners for their support, and an extra big special thanks this week to our foundation partner, Active Management. Just go to www.fitnessbusinesspodcast.com/active for a free business development ebook. Also, don't forget that great ebook offer from JT in this week's show. That's everything for this week. I will see you next week. And remember, what you leave behind is not what's engraved in stone monuments, but what is woven into the lives of others.